Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, Costa Cruise Line has gotten permission as of August 15th to begin sailing out of Italy. And so they're going to sail, but not quite on August 15th. Costa Cruise Lines plans to do a gradual startup to their cruise line where they're going to start on September 6th with one ship, and that ship will be sailing doing Greece as most of its ports. And then they're going to start up on the 19th with a second ship that's going to basically do Malta and Italy. So they're going to have two destination areas for people to sail to out of Italy. They wanted to take this time to do the gradual restart to make sure all the cities and all the ports that they're looking at are, under their protection, basically, following the guidelines, everything's set up properly. Make sure their cruise ships are set up properly. They don't want to take any chances. Now, these ships are often probably going to be only sailing with about anywhere between 30 to 50% capacity as well, with the new restrictions in place where, you can only take shore excursions based around the itineraries that the cruise lines are providing. You can't go and wander around ports. And there's going to be a bunch of things that they're doing. However, they wanted to take the extra time, even though they have the cruise ships in the area and they have crew on board. They could have started up right away, but no, they're taking their time and making sure everything is under control beforehand, including doing testing of the crew all the way up until sailing time. So that is, fantastic. As far as I'm concerned, Costa, that's a good job so far. Unlike some other cruise lines that will remain unmentioned right now, who brought crew members on board and quarantined them on the ship, and still let them do their job until they got test results. That's not quarantining, so no. So they're going to have these people being tested while on the ship all the way up until sailing date and make sure that no crew members have anything or any contact whatsoever. So we have MSC now and we have Costa all getting ready to set sail, and we have firm dates now for Costa Cruise Lines. We're waiting for MSCs. But one of the countries out there, especially one port, I'm gonna butcher this one. It's in Croatia, and I believe it's Dubrovnik is how you would pronounce it. The mayor there has seen that MSC, which is one of the cruise lines that would normally go to that port, did not have them on their itinerary for when they decide to start up. So they reached out and they were talking, and they found, the main reason MSC has not put them on their list of where to go is quite simple, is they still have a guideline out there that no cruise ships with over 200 passengers are allowed in their country right now at their cruise ports. So the mayor has met with the tourism officials and the health officials. They submitted the MSC guidelines and plans in place and where they were going to go. And the mayor wants that port to open up when MSC starts cruising again as a destination. Tourism in that port is very, very important to the industry and the area and the economy. So he is hoping to get that started up. Now, the tourism minister, when they looked at it, says, well, you know what? We've looked at it. And it is a challenge. It is a challenge for the company, it's a challenge for the port authorities, and it's a challenge for the cities of destination where cruise ships are going to be going. However, after looking at the guidelines and the procedures that they have in place, he says this is possibly the strictest and the safest health protocols out there that will reduce risk for not only crew members and passengers, but it will also reduce the chances of spread anywhere at the ports that they're visiting. So he was very in favor of the procedures that seem to be going out there. And he has asked the government now to lift that ban in Croatia on the cruise ships, especially at least for their port in Dubrovnik. So here we have now, it's starting to see where individual ports and not necessarily the countries are reaching out to their governments and saying, hey, we're ready to accept cruise ships. We want cruise ships back. We need the tourism dollar. We want as many people as possible. So if Croatia gets into the mix in MSC, you can bet that, Costa will probably be looking at that as well as a bunch of other cruise lines that are out there. Now, one of the real important cruise lines that we were hoping would be setting sail and getting permission from Britain would be P&O Cruise Lines. And P&O Cruise Lines has decided, no, they're going to still shut down a little bit further. They're still in negotiations, but they're not quite ready to start sailing yet. And so we're waiting on them, because if they can get some British Isle cruises going, that would be, a big step also in Europe. As you all know, I mentioned that a lot of the cruise ships in the United States are now heading to Europe. And so we may see way more cruise ships in Europe going forward than you're going to see here in North America, even off our shores, just sitting here waiting for stuff to happen. So they seem to be trying, even though there's an outbreak in Norway with Hurtigruten Cruise Lines, the country has not said that they're going to stop cruising. They just shut down for 2 weeks to reevaluate because they know the cruise line made mistakes. It was the cruise line's errors basically that caused this outbreak by not following their own built-in procedures. So it's not the procedures that failed, it's the company that failed in this case. And they've even come out and completely admitted it. In fact, they had one of their chairmen had to step down temporarily or perhaps permanently while there's an investigation going on into what happened. And you can be darn sure if anyone gets terribly, terribly, terribly sick from this, I think it's up to 63 people now for both crew members and passengers who were infected out of 400 that were on those two cruisings that set sail. So you can bet there probably will be some legal ramifications coming down the line for Hurtigruten. Oh, yeah, I'll get it one day. Cruise lines, especially coming out and admitting that they failed in their procedures. Now, it's very refreshing to see such honesty in a cruise line. I'm just hoping it doesn't cost them way, way too much in the future. So there you go. We have Costa with some firm dates, and they didn't jump the gun. They didn't say, okay, 5 ships. We're opening on the 15th. Here we go. They didn't do that. They're taking their time. They want to make sure their crew is safe, their crew is cleared, and then they'll start bringing on the passengers at a limited capacity, 1 ship at a time, and start building up their fleet. That's what you need to do. That's what we need to do here at some point in North America, not necessarily right now, but in the future, that's what we're going to have to do as well. Slowly, 1 ship here, 1 ship there, 1 ship, short sailings, long sailings, whatever it is that gets us back on the road or on the high seas, if you will. Well, I hope you appreciate this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world? Hit that subscribe button. Till next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.